Hi guys, good day. Today I'm going to show you on a different way on setting up AOAG or always on availability loop. I have a previous video on setting up the AOAG, but this time is a different way. I'll not uh, I'll not show you the detailed setup, but only a portion only of the difference. I'll keep this video like pausing and resuming because it will I'm using my laptop and it's running very slow at the moment. Okay, I prepared already four nodes here. First node is for domain controller. Second is here where we are going to install the SQL for the instance one, and next will be the instance 2 where we also need to install the SQL Server. And here, this is the witness where this witness is already installed. There is already a Windows 2019 server installed, and this is only a standalone. There is no SQL installed in in this node or in this machine. Sorry. This AOAG witness, it's already being used in my previous video, so we will not focus on this one. We will just I put this one here, turn this one on because we will use this in setting up the AOAG later on. This node 1 and node 2, AOAG instance 1 and instance 2, all right? And in here, the domain controller, uh, I turn on the domain controller because we need to uh, have the domain controller to be able to install, because we need to use a service accounts or user accounts. And this domain controller also has the DNS, so that's why I need to turn this one on. Okay, right now we'll proceed. I already in my instance 1 and instance 2, there's already my IP address is already configured properly. uh, I'll open the domain control so that you can see the IP address of the instance 1 and instance 2. See the one in here, instance 1 and instance 2. Instance 1 has an IP of 145. Sorry, and the instance 2 has 146, right? So in your case, you need to be able to set up an AOAG, you need to configure the IP address and also the proper naming of your machine. In here, in this machine, instance 1, I name it AOAG instance 1, and I joined this machine already in a domain. My domain is called Balay Local, and you need to join your machine or your node server to a domain before you set up the AOAG. Same with the instance 2 or your second server. Okay, in here, okay, local server. See the one, AOAG instance dash inst 2, and it's already joined in a domain, right? So make sure before you do your installation, make sure that your machines for your AOAG must be set up uh, or configured with a proper with a static IP and must be joined to a domain. And the name here I use is AOG inst2, and my first instance will be inst1. In your case, you can use different names, but I'll show you this what's the purpose of this one later, because this is the difference from my previous installation. Okay, now we will install the SQL Server in instance 1. I'll pause this one because it's not really important to see the process here. Okay, I'll post this one later, but in here you just install standard SQL. In the installation tab on the left, click, click the installation and install new SQL Server standalone. We are still in instance 1, or in your case server 1. And here is I forgot to show you, here is the plan. The server purpose of the main purpose of this server that I'm installing dataware is AOAG. That I'm installing an AOAG is for data warehouse. So my planned instance name is DW, and my server one and I call it AOAG dash ins one, and my server two I name it AOAG dash ins two. Okay, and this is how you will access the instance once we install once we finish installing the SQL. Then this will be, I'll show you what's the purpose of this. Minimize that one. Let's see. No, let's go to instance. Still installing, so I'll pause this one and I will resume once this one is done, because this one is taking too long, because my machine is only a laptop and they're heavily loaded already. So I'll pause this and resume it later. Okay guys, it's all done. Okay, I'll accept this one, then next, just next. But in your case, if you're installing in a production, make sure it's properly set up. But this one, it's only for my testing, and it's only for my video, so I don't really care to set this one up properly. But in your case, you must set this on up properly, especially in a production environment. This one, warning firewall. In my case, I normally just disable the firewall because it's only for my testing. But in your case, you just open a port, open the SQL port 1433 or 1433, TCP port 1433 on this machine in your firewall, so that it won't show this warning. Then you can rerun after. But then I'll just in my case I'll just disregard that one. Okay, in here just install database engine and click next. Then in here, this is the most important part. This is the difference between my previous AOAG installation and Windows installation. Because in here, this setup, this portion is not really an AOAG setup. This is just a Windows installation, but we will use this type of setup in the AOAG. It's a different way, different from a AOAG setup before. So this is the difference. You need to use data warehouse, or in my plan here, we need to use DW because the main purpose of this installation server is for data warehouse. So I'll just put a name, a small acronym called DW. Data stands for data warehouse, so it's easier for me to type in order for me to log into SSMS. So DW, then click tab, then instance name will be DW, then click next. Then in here, I normally put a password here, but normally change this one to a proper, in a production environment, you need to change this one. But this is for my testing. In a production environment, you need to change this one with a proper service account, a domain service account, right? And put the password. But in my case, I'll just leave it as is. And also here in the tab, collation tab, you make sure that you put the correct collation for future database creation, because once you set this type of collation, in when you create a database in the future, this will be the default collation on that database, but you can still override. But this is very important. You need to put a proper collation once you install SQL. Then click grant, perform volume, then click next. Same also here, directory, data directories, then DB directories, maxdop, memory. This is for the performance for multitasking. You need to set this one up properly if it's a production. But in my case, I'll leave it as is, and make sure you enable SA. Type in your SA password, then click add current user, then click next. Alright, then click install. Now, while waiting, let's install the same process in the node 2, because we just installed here in this on this machine in server 1. We just installed in server 1 called AOAG ins 1. Right, so we install the same in node 2. So let's install SQL Server. Okay. Then go to installation, same process with the node 1. This one is taking time. I'll just skip that one, or still processing. So let's go to node 2 and pause this one and resume once it's ready. Okay, the installation, SQL Server installation on node 1 is already completed. So let's close this one, close. Now let's open Management Studio in node 1 or instance 1. Now, here in the plan, to access the SQL instance DW, the one that we installed, DW, in SSMS or Management Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, in instance 1, we need to use this AOAG inst1 slash DW, right? So, by default, it's already prepared like that. But, if it's not showing, you can click the browse, then go to database engine, and that's it. Then trusted, just tick that one, trusted, trust server certificate, then click connect. So that one, SQL is already installed with the instance called DW. Now let's check the instance 2. Alright, instance 2 it's already done. So let's pause because this is installation portion. So let's pause and go to, we'll resume once it's ready for installation. This process is just the same as the node 1. Alright, same with node 1. Firewall, in my case, I'll just leave that one. And in here, uh, we need to, there's already installed instance. Add features, so there's already an instance installed. So probably I'll remove, I wasn't able to, this is from my previous installation, so I'll remove this one, install a new one. Okay guys, I just removed and the existing setup because I was testing this a while ago, then I wasn't able to remove, so right now it's a clean install. As you can see, it's showing here default instance. What you're going to do is the same as the node one, name put DW. See the one in our plan? The plan is to put plan instance name is DW, so instance name is DW. Click tab, it will change the instance ID automatically the same to the instance name you put. So click next. In here, just put the same thing. Yeah, same with my instructions in Node one. If this is a production, put the calculation, the exact service accounts here, and the password. In my case, this is a test, so I will leave it like as is. So mix, put the SA password, then add the current user, make sure the data directories are set up properly in your case, but in this case, it's only for tests, so leave it. Hit next, install. Then it will take some time. I'll pause and resume once it's done. Okay guys, installation is complete. I'll close this one, and let's open Management Studio. We're still in Node 2 or Instance 2. Alright, so let's double check. Let's go to browse, click this drop down list, browse, go to database engine. This is the instance. To connect, you need to use this instance AOAG inst2. This is the server name, inst2 slash DW. See that one? Then use trust server certificate connect. So right now, we are now ready to install setup always on availability group. All right, currently there's nothing yet, so we're going to install AOAG first. Then I'll post this and resume later. Okay guys, first we need to disable the firewall on both nodes, node 1 and 2, instance 1, instance 2. So let's go to control panel. In your case, you can turn off, open the TCP port 1433 on both nodes. How many nodes you have, open 143 port 1433. And in my case, I'll just disable the firewall because it's taking time for me to set that one up. So disable the firewall on instance 1, and also now disable the firewall on instance 2. In a production environment, it must be configured properly. Don't disable the firewall, just allow the port, open the port for 1433 in both nodes. So it's already disabled. Go back to instance 1 or server 1 or node 1. Then open Management Studio. In here, first you make sure that the account that we are using when we log in, I'm using the administrator account, the domain administrator account. So make sure this domain administrator is a system admin. Okay, by default it's a system admin. It's good. So now let's create a database because we cannot proceed with creating the availability group on the AOAG if there's no database. So what going to do is create a new database. But with the database, let's just make this test test data database. All right, then click OK. In your case, set this one up properly, but in my case, it's only for testing. So I'll create a new table. This is to test later if synchronized. So ID, integer, name, address, just basic info. Yes, telephone number, integer, contact person. Okay, name, I'll put Anwar. And for the ID, I'll make this one a primary and make this one an identity field. Yes, then save this one. Then we'll name this one test or table one. Leave it like that. Okay, then close. Let's put some data. Name A, address A, phone number one, contact person two. Right, we have two records in this table. So we'll now make before you proceed, we need to take a backup of this one because it will not allow us to proceed without having a backup. Okay, take a backup. Just copy only or full. Then make sure it's compressed backup. Then add where are we going to put the backup. Let's go to the backup application. See down there's a backup application. Let's just name this one test backup. Test back. Okay. Then okay. Then make sure options, settings, verify, and compress backup. It's okay. All good. All done. So right now, minimize this one. Go to availability, always on availability. Right click that one, and why is this that new availability cookies is disabled? Let's check here. It's disabled. Okay, let me find out and proceed when I know the problem. Okay guys, I know what's the reason why this one is disabled. So we need to close the management studio first. Go to the configuration manager and under the in the SQL Server service, the one properties, you make sure that where is the always on availability group is enabled. Make sure you enable that one under the always on availability groups. Enable that one and click OK. Any changes you need around OK. Needs to be restarted. So you need to restart that one. Same with the second node or second server or second instance. Let's close this management studio. Go to the configuration manager. Let's put in this one. Configuration manager open instance server 2 services under SQL server service properties always on. Take that one Okay, then restart the service. Then let's go back to server 1 or node 1. It's already started. Close this one. Open Management Studio. Same with go back to server 2 or we already finished. Restarting. Close that one and open Management Studio here. Let's go to server 1 or node 1. And let's see. Okay, this is the node 1. We connect. So in, expand that one in availability groups or right click this one. I click the always on high availability and new availability group wizard. Click that one. So next availability group name. We'll just name this. Uh, let's check the previous ability group from the domain controller. The uh, DNS. I don't I don't want to have a conflict. So AOAG. Let's refresh this one. AOAG VR listener. No, this one. Okay, so AOAG I reckon this one. AOAG cluster. We name it AOAG cluster. So AOAG dash cluster. So in here, I'll name it AOAG cluster 2. Then database, you can check database or untick that one. Then if this will be WD group name in your always on, when you expand this one, this will be the name. So you better name it properly, or how probably I'll name this DW data warehouse group, W group, data warehouse group, data warehouse data group. I don't know if it will allow dash and click next, or if data level enable that one, tick that one, then click next. Then this is a database, will be part of the Adobe group. Next, in here, expand this. We need to add a new replica. So we need to add the AOEG, the server 2 from here. So add, so in here we'll change that one to 2, right? And connect version properties, empty, so that one is good. Connect. So now the 2 is now added. So failover is external. Mhm. No, we'll cancel this one because we don't use external setup. So refresh this. Well, new. Let's click new availability group result again. Next. That's not internet, not external. Cluster type. I don't know why this one is. Let's cancel this. Let's add it from here. The availability group. Says here is external. Mm. Okay, so probably we need to restart the server for adding this. I'll pause this and we'll start both node 1 and node 2 first because we just enable the this one. Probably we need to restart. Pause this one and restart it the machine both. Okay guys, I know uh, why there's no why is it external, there's no failover cluster, it's because I forgot to set up the failover cluster in the server manager. So yeah, probably in here, add roles, then next, and yeah, select that one by default. So this is the default AOAG balance. Next, then not this one, just click next, and in here, make sure the failover clustering is in it. Stick and add. See the one? Then next. Then restart if it needs. If otherwise just take that one. Yes, then install. Same with node 2 or server 2 or instance 2. Cancel this one. Open server manager, add roles and features, and next for this instance, next, just skip this portion, next, then in here, failover cluster, add feature, next, and take that one, install. Just restart after installing this feature, and it should be good. See, the one is restarting after the installation of that feature. Then we'll see. We'll proceed again, because a while ago the cluster mode is external, which is not the process that I'm going to show you. We'll go to the normal process, but there's only slight difference from the previous from my previous AOAG setup. So it's here, go back here, plug in server 1. Okay, server 2 still starting. Okay. Setting up the features. All good. And let's log in. Okay, in here it's already finished. Close that one. Close this. And also in here, finish. Close this. And close this. And now open Management Studio on both nodes. Close in server 1. Finish the server Management Studio. Post this and resume once it's done. Okay, let's log in. Also in node 2, let's log in. Sorry. All right. Let's right click and new available group. Wizard. Next. Oh, it's still showing external. Let me find out and we'll resume later. Okay guys, let's troubleshoot this issue. See that one external? Why is it external? I'll cancel this process and minimize this. And let's go to configuration manager, and probably in this service we'll try using the administrator account here. In your case, use a service account, but in my case, I'll use the administrator. You use the domain administrator account, or in your case, domain service account. Not sure if this will fix that problem, but let's see. Restart. Same with node 2. Okay, evaluation manager. Yeah, properties. Use the administrator. Yep, password. Apply or start. Let's apply this one. Then restart after. Restart. Then it's already applied. Restart. In here, same. Apply. Then restart after. In here, still restarting. I'm not sure if this will fix the problem, but let's see. Let's see. Then go to server one. Oh, good. It's using administrator now. Not really sure what happened, but let's try connecting again. I really don't know why that one is external. See, that one is still external. Should not be like that. So, mm, failover cluster manager. Oh yeah, failover cluster manager. Yeah. Okay. In here, we need to create. Actually, this supposedly this will be automatically created once you're there. Hmm. Okay, let's just create a new cluster. Next, external server names. Let's add these two servers. Okay, computers. Okay, AOAG, 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 else or yes. Okay, this two. We add this two. Then okay. Then next. Yes, when I click the okay validation. Yeah, validation will take some time. I'll just leave that one. Then in here, cluster name. This is the cluster name we need to set up. A while ago, the cluster name we use here in domain controller from the previous setup. Let's have a look. The cluster name is AOAG cluster. Right now, I'll name it AOAG dash ints dash cluster. So let's go here. AOAG so that it will be cleaner to look in my domain controller. That means that cluster. Oh, good. And the IP address will be, let's see what's available IP address. 146 is my last, probably 147 here. 147. That's it. Then click next. This will create a cluster. Then okay. Then click next. So this is now creating the cluster. So yeah, prior to creating the cluster in the management studio, you need to create this one first. That's why when you try to create the cluster in the management studio a while ago, it shows external because it cannot see this one. So you need to create this one first. Then click finish. Once it's done, you'll see this cluster nodes. You can see both nodes here are both online. Status is up. But in here, if you click here, you will see that there's no witness. Um, I'll create a new witness, and we'll use the AOAG witness server, the previous witness server. This portion is also discussed in my previous video, so I'll just create, create it here. So right now, more actions, configure cluster quorum settings. Then click next. Select a quorum witness, the quorum witness, click next. Configure a desk witness, configure a file share. We're looking for a file share. That's why that one, we'll use that one. Click here, next. And in here, browse. We'll use, type in the server or browse that one, and AOAG witness, the server, AOG dash witness. Check, all good. It will search for an existing shared. So I'm not going to use this one because it's already being used from my previous setup, and that setup is still running. So I'll create a new share here. I'll name this, how did I name my previous AOG? I'll name this AOG ins, this is a different one, instance based configuration with yes. Okay, local path will be AOG witness. So I'll create a new folder here called AOAG ins with witness. Okay, all good. Then click OK. Then all users have read-only access. All users have read and write access. No, all administrators have full access. Other users have read and write. That's correct. Then that one, take that one. Click OK. Next, next, and there's an error. Could not grant cluster access to the file share AG witness. Okay, let's check why. Okay, this is, so let's click the file. It's sorry, let's open file AOG witness. Log in here. Okay, it's in C drive. See that one in here. Right, click this one. Could be, let's see what the permission that we used before. Everyone. So in here probably we put everyone to avoid issues. So I'll add everyone here. In your case, let's customize it the way your security requirements. And here is for testing. I'll put everyone to, it will consume time if I'll trace these issues. So avoid this troubleshooting issue. So everyone for this test. Then yeah, let's do it again. Add the file share witness. Okay, right click, more actions, configure cluster quorum. Next, select quorum witness, configure file share. The file share here is AOAG witness. Let's browse that one. Oh, sorry. Let's browse here. Okay, and that one. That one. That's the one that folder we want. Let's see. There was a failed to grant permission cluster access. No, what I'm going to do right now, I'll pause this one and find this one out. Failed to grant AOAG cluster access file share witness. An error looking up the security ID on the cluster. Okay, okay. So I'll find out, then I'll resume later when I find out what's the cause of this issue. Okay, guys, I'm not sure if I can fix this problem, but this server was turned on uh, when these two are two servers or two installation was still running. So this one must be restarted. Let's see if that issue will be fixed after restarting this. Because I'm thinking it's a yeah, this server must be restarted because we configured these two nodes, server one and server two, and this one was server was up and was not the DNS was not updated. So I reckon that's the problem. So let's see. Let's log in. Let's go back to node server one and add the cluster column. Let's refresh this one first. Then not really sure if that will fix the problem, but let's see. Next, next. Let's put not do not configure to remove the existing setup if there is an existing setup. Okay, good. Then create another one. Do it again. Circle next. Circle witness. Then file share witness in here. Let's AOAG witness. Then select that again. Next, next. Yes, it's created. So the reason why it errored out because this server needs to be restarted because we configured everything here and this one was not updated. The DNS of this server, the DNS is not updated, so we restarted. That's why it failed because it cannot see some of the IP addresses. So after restarting, fix the problem. So right now we configured the cluster already with a file share quorum witness, right? Close this one. Let's open Management Studio again, and hopefully everything will be okay. Let's open log into server 2 also. Okay, close this one. And server 2. Okay, let's close and log in again. Server 2. All good. In one, log in. And now we can proceed. New availability group wizard. Next, let's see. Still external. Hmm. Out of idea, let me do some research and proceed. So we've created the availability group already, but still in here is showing external cluster type. It should not be like this. Okay, let me pause and resume later. Okay guys, I think I know the problem now. And I'll minimize the management studio. Let's go to configuration manager because a while ago we set this one up. We enable this we'll go to SQL Server Service, the SQL Server Service, the instance DW properties. A while ago, we enabled the always on availability group here without setting up the correct cluster. So right now I untick, and right now it's showing the AOAG ins cluster, the one that we created in here in the failover cluster. See the one AOAG ins cluster? That's the, let's check that one. So that should be good. See the one AOAG ins cluster. So we enable this one. We enable our my mistake. I enabled this one with prior to creating this. So that's the reason why you cannot see the always on. So what if you encounter this issue? Just go to SQL Server Service properties. Just untick untick this one and make sure the Windows Server failover cluster is the same as the failover cluster showing in your failover cluster manager. This is the failover cluster manager showing AOEG dash ins dash cluster. So in here it's showing the correct one, AOEG dash ins dash cluster. So enable that one. Then click apply. Then after applying, you need to restart the service. Same with AOEG2. Same here in the server 2 properties. Always on. Take that one. I untick this one a while ago, but in your case, if you encounter the same issue, untick, then tick, then apply. Then after applying, restart the service. Let's go to server 1. It's all good. Click OK. Close this one. Then let's go to server 2. Click OK. Close that one. Now, let's go to Management Studio back. Then close this. Then connect again. Open a new connection. And right now, let's see. This is correct. This should be the one showing Windows Server failover cluster. Yeah, see that? So we made a mistake a while ago. We should, prior to creating, going here and setting up the opening the always on wizard, you need to create the failover cluster first, and after that, go to configuration manager, go to the SQL Server service, enable the always on, and that's the proper sequence. But this is a good learning. Yeah, I should use the proper sequence. So in here, availability group name, I'll use probably availability group. This will be the availability group. I'll use DW data or JW data. That's the availability group name. Then take that one. Then test. This is the test database that we created a while ago. Then click next. Then add a new replica. So let's add the second node, that one, and click connect. And in here, this is showing the correct setup now. In here, automatic failover, you need to tick the automatic failover in both. If you have DR, untick that. Make sure you don't tick the automatic failover if you have the DR server. If you have the third server. So in here, readable secondary, you'll just use read intent only instead of not. Yes, we choose read intent. Then okay, then let's go to endpoints. Now that's the correct one. Backup, preferred backup. That's the default listener. Right now we'll create a listener because our listener we use DW. We use the same DW in our instance. In our instance plan, see that one, we use DW, so our listener will be DW, so that it won't, our users, the users won't be using different names. They just use the same name as the instance of your SQL. So DW1433. Then add IP. So yeah, we need to set an IP address of this. So let's check our domain controller. What is what IP is available? 147 is the last, probably 148. 148. Okay, so in here we'll put 192.168.237.148. That's the IP address of our listener. So the listener is very important because all your applications connection string will be using this. Don't use the individual server name because if one server will fail, one node will fail, then your application will be affected. And that's the main reason of high availability is to use only one name, and this one, this IP address will be a DNS. Once you set that one, it will your server once your server one is down, it will automatically this server will connect to the secondary server or server two or either server one, but this DNS will automatically point to the online server. So this is very important part. Then click next. Read only routing. URL. You can put. I haven't tested this one, but you can use the same URL here for that one. You can use the same routing for inst2 routing list. Okay, yeah, do that one. Take that, add, add, then all good. Then click next. Read intent only, all good. Automatic receiving, it's good. Next, all done. Let's see. Let's add a data. All done. Close. Okay, now we will close this. Log in. DW2. Secondary node. Secondary test synchronize database. Close that one. Log into node 1. Always on. Primary. Synchronize. Alright. So you can also use log in using the DW, right? Because this is the listener. And once you click that one, and additional connection parameter, we will see later. DW, click connect, it will use the primary, right? But if you close this one, let's try this DW and additional connection string. Let's try application. Let's type in application intent equal to read only. Let's see, and log in connect. Let's see, still primary because suppose this let's have a look first. Read intent only. Secondary synchronize connections in primary allow should be good, but the read on intent only, so it's very important, but I don't know why is it not showing here. Let's try, where is it? DW. application intent. Supposedly secondary. Yeah, but it's another topic. But this one, you will see the difference from my previous setup. In here, it has the same instance, different server. In my previous setup, you can only use that one without the instance name. But in here, there are companies that set up their AOAG or their servers this way. So yeah, it will be a additional learning for you. Regarding the read-only intent, that will be another topic. But this one is my main reason why I uh, show this one to you guys. The different setup of AOEG and Windows using an instance. So all good. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe and like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.